We're Robin and Steve, and we're sailing around Australia. But for now, I have jumped ship. I caught the train from Townsville to Cairns to visit Mum and do some yoga. But what's Steve doing, and where's the boat, I hear you ask? Steve sailed solo, from Magnetic Island to Orpheus Island, Dunk Island to Kent Island, which we'd never been to before, it's pretty, Fitzroy Island, and on to Yorkeys Knob Marina. He had a lovely time, while Mum and I did yoga and bird watching. Here's a little friar bird, pale-headed rosella, blue-winged kookaburra, the bower of a bowerbird, very well camouflaged tawny frogmouth during its bedtime, Australian bustard, and more, but the main thing was that I got to spend some quality time here with Mum near the Daintree River, country of the Eastern Kuku-Yalanji people. We explored, did yoga, ate really well, and then we both came down with COVID. More quality time with Mum, while Steve had to do the bulk shopping and extra chores without me. Eventually we could get out, see some art and beaches, and my sister, brother-in-law, and Frankie, the dog. Thanks to some friends in Tassie, I found some acrobats to play with. My last acro for, well, I don't even know how long. And then I did one last yoga session with Mum. Steve and I had shopped for vegetables and it was time to go. We set out from Yorkeys Knob to sail 29 nautical miles. Past Trinity Beach and Double Island, on our way to Low Isles. This whole area has been affected by a lot of floods lately, so I'd been warned that the coral was not that great. But obviously, I was keen to have a snorkel anyway. The seafloor around here was mostly algae covered, with just the odd bit of coral having a go. We sailed on, being mindful to stay out of the shipping lane. Just before leaving Cairns, we'd shopped big at Rusty's Markets and were enjoying the array of fresh produce while it lasted. We'd sailed 41 nautical miles to Hope Island, and as soon as we were anchored, we were joined by birds. White-breasted wood swallows. This is the coral at Hope Island, and then 48 nautical miles further along at 2 Isles. Still mostly dead, with the odd bit of coral having a go. Good luck. Next, we had a bit of a race with the weather as we wove our way out past South Direction Island to Ribbon Reef 10, with a glimpse of Lizard Island, where we'd be soon. We're so lucky now to have the collective knowledge of other sailors, plus technologies like GPS, without which it's hard to see the reef until you're on it. We moored just as the winds were building, excited to snorkel on this remote outer reef. We're glad to have come here, although we'd say the reef is not what it should be. We have the benefit of being old and having snorkeled all our lives. We had to search for the area with living coral, and we didn't see many big fish. But there are still a lot of beautiful, healthy areas to explore here, with water clarity that we won't have again for a long time. Winds were building. We weren't going to clean our hull here, but let's have a look for reference. We won't be able to check this again until we've left Crocodile Country on the west side of Australia. Now on to Lizard Island, land of the Dingaal people. This area is composed of pink granite that was formed below the earth 300 million years ago. Indigenous people used to be able to walk here from the mainland, but 9,000 years ago, when sea levels rose, seas separated these islands from the mainland, but were still home for the Dingaal people until they were banished from their lands by colonists. As we approached our anchorage, we could see the young Endeavour. It's been a dream of mine to come here. And since we had to shelter here in foul weather, we had a few days here to explore. On our first day, we went up to have a look at Cook's Look. In 1770, James Cook had climbed this hill to survey the reefs, some of which we'd snorkeled at yesterday. Today up here it was cloudy, so it's lucky that we didn't come here to chart the reefs. This mountaintop compass seemed like a nice idea, except that it moved. Steve recalibrated it. Now people won't get lost. This is a patch of remaining coral. Between 2014 and 2017, most of the corals were decimated, with less than 1/10 remaining alive. From then until 2023, there was some recovery, but then in 2024, there was another bleaching event. It feels like we're witnessing the end of an era. I hope to be proven wrong. A lizard of Lizard Island. The only animals Cook encountered here were lizards, hence the name. We had one more day to explore, so we headed to the airstrip, where little planes bring tourists to and from the fancy resort here, which we didn't see, but just walked across the island to see the Blue Lagoon. This stunning beach was absolutely covered, not with shells, but with plastic. There was way too much for us to put a dent in, but we collected 2 bags full each, which we carried back to the airstrip garbage bin. It's washed here from all over the world, and we don't really know what the resort will do with it. But with less of the world's plastic, and with a little bit of work, this beach could be so much more beautiful. That done, we headed off to explore the beach and to climb a hill. Dream come true coming to Lizard Island. Next we'll be sailing downwind in strong winds as we hoon towards our next dream goal, the Kimberley, where we'll swap snorkeling for crocodiles. Here's a quick map recap, followed by a theme song that Steve composed to sum up how he feels about our sailing channel.
We are mediocre white people doing unremarkable things.